Welcome to episode 69 of Two Guys One Sport. Get all your dumb jokes out of the way right now.
Nice.
Har, 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 hue, hue, hue. Ha, ha,
Nice.
ha, ha. Nice.
Nice.
Good evening, guys. My name is Chris.
I'm George. Christopher, how is life in North New Jersey?
It's not conducive to a regular sleeping schedule. I'll say that much, but one development that I decided on today. So I woke up late for work on Tuesday and just kind of ran out of the house, didn't shave. I woke up late for work yesterday, grabbed a really quick shower and ran out of the house, didn't shave. Woke up this morning and I said, you know what? Let's see how long this can go, because normally I shave every day because genetics has dictated that I have exceptionally curly hair, and not just on top of my head, but when my facial hair grows into it also tends to curl and I get ingrown hairs, and it's awful and terrible in every sense of the word.
Okay.
But I'm going to see about finding a way to manage through that, and then once my hair is grown enough that it isn't at risk for being ingrown anymore, I'm going to see how long I can last without shaving before I basically tear my own face off. Because whenever I don't shave, my face itches and it sucks. But I want to see how long I can last and see if it ever gets to a point where it doesn't itch anymore. So you might see me soon enough on the social medias with some form of goatee / beard / mustache / whatever the hell other forms of facial hair you can think of at some point soon, which will be a very strange development.
I like it. Katie says I look good with a little bit of facial hair. I don't think I look good with a little bit of facial hair. I like the clean-shaven look if I'm doing anything. If I go to work, I don't give a shit. If I go to work, I just won't shave for a couple of days. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, but if I'm going out or seeing people or doing something social, I'll grab a razor. I'll scrape the beard off.
Yeah.
So
it eventually stops itching. All right, good, Adam. Good.
It does. It does. I had grown playoff beards for the Blackhawks back when they were good. Sky Point, R.I.P. And it does stop itching, but you never stop rubbing it, which is the thing. It's always there, and you're always playing with your cheeks and shit. And I hate touching my face because I break out super easily. I have really oily skin because I'm Greek.
Oh, okay.
So if I touch my face, it breaks out because your hands are gross.
Yeah.
So I try to just remove one more stimulus to touch my face.
Yeah.
So I try to shave when I do something presentable.
Eventually, you get to that point though where touching the beard becomes that sensual beard rub, and all the ladies love that apparently.
And you know my aversion to neck beards.
Yeah.
So I have to kind of live the gimmick a little bit and be a little bit clean shaven when it comes time to being in public.
Yep.
So I got a t-shirt this week. I told you this. I did the Pro Wrestling Tees random New Japan shirt, and I got a Young Bucks shirt. So I am in a good mood.
Yeah, that's a hell of a good lottery win there.
Yeah, because I could have got you could
have wound up with a Toru Yano shirt.
Toru Yano, I wouldn't mind. Yoshihashi would have been a problem because he's just like a
killer elite squad.
He's like a bowl of oatmeal. At least Killer Elite Squad are somewhat entertaining. Yoshihashi's just like there. He's like,
I don't know. He has quite the following among some segments of wrestling Twitter, but
he's just there.
I think that's mostly because
I wouldn't have minded a Tamatonga one, but then I would have gotten a bad look follow and a run-in because that seems to be how it works these days,
Yeah. Funny you should mention that because as we always do, we're starting our show off with the match of the week.
Oh.
And I decided, you know what? I like Joshi July enough that I
thoroughly enjoyed Joshi July.
I wanted to make this month another themed month. Ooh, I decided,
fun.
Kind of on a whim, kind of completely pulling it out of my ass because that's what I do. Just take a random concept and run with it. And we are doing Arbitrary August.
I like it.
Arbitrary August will be the month in which I take Google's handy dandy random number generator, generate two numbers, and then pick the appropriate match from this year's G1 and review that as the match of the week. And wouldn't you know?
Take Google's random number generator.
Yep. Have it generate a number for which day in the G1 schedule, and then a second number for which match of that day on the schedule.
Okay.
And have that be my match.
Of this year's G1?
Yes, of this year's G1.
Cool.
And wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? This week's arbitrary August match of the week, coming from fairly early in the tournament, as I get my mouse over to my third monitor here. Coming from Saturday, July 21st in Karakin Hall.
Very early.
B block, Kenny Omega versus Tama Tonga.
Okay. Yeah, this is like night 3, right? Or night 4 or something? I think it's the second match. I think it's the second night of the B block, right?
4, 5. It's night 6.
Okay, so the third match of the B block. Yeah, the B block.
B block, yes.
Yeah.
So night 6 and match number 4 of the night. So by this point, the Tongans, the firing squad, have made their intentions clear that they are just going to be looking out for each other and fucking shit up, as it were, among the rest of the Bullet Club, the Bullet Club Elite, as they are now being dubbed. So this was the night when the rubber meets the road, because the two guys at the head of each faction are meeting each other here, Tonga and Omega. And Tama Tonga, being the genius that he is, comes to the ring with Tangaloa and Bad Luck Fale in tow. And Kenny Omega, being the dumbass that he is, comes to the ring by himself, because that's how that works. Every once in a while, it's okay to make your baby faces look like an idiot. And this was a case where, Kenny Omega looked like a fucking idiot. But predictably, got jumped before the bell. Tangaloa snuck into the ring, jumped in from behind. Fale gets in the ring as well.
Is Tangaloa the one whose finisher is the ape shit?
There's
someone in the Tongan whose finisher is called the ape shit. It's like that weird. It's like a pile driver. I think it's Tangaloa.
It might be. I mean, he has that really good running power slam. Let me see. I don't know if that's actually what it's called.
Wikipedia took down the wrestler moves for each wrestler. Did you notice this?
What? Whoa! Wait!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
Took down. You know how you look up a wrestler and it says in wrestling, and then it lists all their moves?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wikipedia took that down for a few people, and my life has not been the same, and not in a good way.
Yeah, that's terrible. Why would they do that?
So I'm kind of flying blind here, but go on.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna guess that that's who it is, because the only other option would be for it to be Tama Tonga and Tangaloa's brother Hikuleo. So, and he doesn't do anything significant enough to deserve a named finisher yet.
I'm under Tangaloa, and it says personal life, and then it goes right to championships and accomplishments.
Yep.
So yeah, thanks for nothing, Wikipedia. Thanks for nothing. It's bad enough any pro wrestling article on Wikipedia has to have that little blurb about how pro wrestling is scripted. We know. We're over the age of 6. We know Wikipedia.
Yeah.
But give us back our fucking moves.
No shit, Sherlock. Yeah.
All right, go on. I'm sorry.
So Tangaloa comes in, blasts Kenny from behind. Bad Luck Fale gets in as well. They all start beating the shit out of Kenny. Hangman Page, Chase Owens rush the ring. They break it all up. Everybody goes to the outside. Bell rings. Kenny recovers, hits a springboard plancha, and takes out Fale and Tangaloa. Gets back in the ring just in time for Tama Tonga to get in and take over and just start destroying him. And the match, it's only about a 10-minute match. Sorry about my phone there. It's beeping as George retweets all the tweets because, George is a good co-host. So the match goes about as you could expect. Excuse me. Tama Tonga dominates for a while. Kenny tries to fight back. Tama Tonga keeps beating him down until he leaves himself open and gets caught. Kenny starts to mount his comeback. Tama Tonga reverses it. Kenny mounts another comeback, and we get to the end. The end is the part of this match that really makes it for me, because this is just awesome. There's a reason why the title for this week's episode is "My Brother's Blood is My Blood." Because this G1, we'll get into this a little bit more in a minute, but this G1 has just been exceptional at the storytelling bits regarding brotherhood and loyalty.
Tables, as I'll talk about in a little bit.
Yep. And so Tama Tonga and Kenny Omega are fighting on the outside. They're both on the apron, trading blows back and forth. Kenny goes to set Tama Tonga up for the butterfly suplex, and and Tama Tonga gets one arm free, grabs onto Red Shoes, who's standing next to the rope and is like holding onto him for dear life. While Tangaloa sneaks back out to the ring, grabs a chair, and smashes it into the back of Kenny's knee, and momentarily stuns him. He then tries to set Kenny up for a power bomb out onto the railings on the outside. Kenny reverses it into a Rana, get out of it, and then Kenny sets Tama Tonga up and power bombs him onto the apron. Gets him back into the ring, and gets him back into the ring, tries to set him up for a V-trigger. Tama Tonga dodges it. Kenny gets caught up in the ropes and gets the chair from the outside thrown straight at his head by Tangaloa. Tangaloa then makes like he's going to leave because Red Shoes is out there admonishing him, doing Red Shoes things. And, admonishing him, telling him to leave. He goes to leave. Then he gets up on the apron to distract Red Shoes. And Tama Tonga takes the chair that was conveniently placed on the ring apron for him before Tangaloa started to leave. Smacks Kenny with it. Then sets him up. Sets up the chair and then sets Kenny up to hit a Styles Clash on Kenny onto the chair. Has him in position right there just as Red Shoes turns around and sees the whole thing. And Red Shoes admonishes Tama Tonga as he does and kicks the chair out of the ring. Tama Tonga, he is not happy about that. And he puts Kenny down and he starts pushing Red Shoes and pushes him to the corner. And Red Shoes is not having any of it. Red Shoes is not having any of this shit because he's had enough already. It's a night 6 of the G1, and already these Tongan bastards are on his last fucking nerve. And so he shoves Tama Tonga back and shoves him back into the middle of the ring. And Tama Tonga, the king of giving zero fucks, just hits Red Shoes with a gun stun. He fucking gun stuns Red Shoes, who is, what, 50? 60-ish years old.
He looks like he's about 80.
Yeah, and Red Shoes.
I got a cool Red Shoe story from not the week, but a Red Shoe story from G1 today.
Yeah,
I'll tell you later.
Yeah, but Red Shoes takes it like a champ and just sells death. And of course, the timekeepers realizing what's happened. They call for the DQ. Kenny gets the win. Tangaloa gets back in the ring. Fale gets back in the ring. They set it up for Kenny to get power bombed on, or not power bombed. They was actually going to hit the Bad Luck Fall onto Kenny onto the chair. I have it all set up, and then Page and Owens rush the ring again with Kota Ibushi in tow. The Tongans bail, and the entire crowd immediately goes nuts, chanting Ibushi, 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 because he is the freaking savior, and they love the Golden Lovers. They love the Golden Lovers. So good. Tama Tonga stares them all down and says, points to each one of them in turn, and says, you're a dying breed. I'm coming for you all. And they leave. And it was such a great scene. Match is, kind of, it's there. I give it 3.5, 3 3/4. It's a good match, but it's short, and there's not really anything like crazy noteworthy to it, especially with the overbooking, but it's fun. And overall, I definitely can't complain about how they are portraying the storyline of the Bullet Club Elite versus the Bullet Club OGs, and how they are just perpetuating this idea that the firing squad does not care about anything or anyone but themselves, and they will destroy everyone and everything in their path to make Bullet Club whole again. The best heels in wrestling are the ones to whom you can relate in their cause while still objecting to their methods. And that is the firing squad in a nutshell. You can understand why Tamatanga and Bad Luck Fale would want Bullet Club to be restored to its former glory. But you have no trouble hating the fact that they're going about it in the most despicable and shitty ways possible. And that's why I love what the Firing Squad are doing right now. I love everything about it. It's so good. So, there it is. The first match of Arbitrary August. And we will continue next week with another G1 match. And they'll continue for the rest of the month. There are actually, conveniently enough, 5 Thursdays in August. So we will have 5 editions of Arbitrary August. So be prepared for that. Yeah. What do you got for me?
I have a history lesson.
All right.
So I saw this on Twitter, and I didn't feel like typing, and you only get 280 characters or whatever it is. And I said, wait a second, I have a podcast. I can just talk about this for 5 minutes instead of trying to type 13 tweets instead, you know?
Nice. Good choice.
So I saw on Twitter, somebody said, when did New Japan Pro Wrestling become New Japan? Like, when did it come out of when did it become its current mature form? You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, the company's been around since the 70s. It's come and go. You know, we've talked about the 90s with Hashimoto and Muda, and and we've talked about the early 2000s with Kojima and Gata. You know, we've talked about all that. But like, when did this current version of NJPW like become in its present form?
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, I know the answer to that question, or I know an answer, because for something like that, there is no real line of demarcation. It's not like, the asteroids killing dinosaurs. This event happened on this day. Everything after is different. It's much more of a fluid border.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the answers is my match of the week, and it is the main event of Wrestle Kingdom 5 in 2011 when Hiroshi Tanahashi beat Satoshi Kojima for the IWGP title.
Okay.
This is the last reign of any of the old guys. They weren't old then, obviously. This was 7 years ago. Nagata, Kojima, Nakanishi, Togi Makabe. This is their extinction, for lack of a better word, from the main event. And it is
when the dads truly became dads.
Yes, where they stopped being main eventers and they started phasing out, and this really became Ace's company. The match itself is pretty great. It's one of the first times I can remember the cool IWGP video. They play before each title match.
Yeah. Lots
of back and forth. The greatest hits for each guy. Sling blades. Wow. Dragon screws, the cool Kojima multi-chop thing in the corner, suplexes and stuff like that. The finish was 2 Germans, a sling blade, a high fly flow off the top, and then a high fly flow when he was prone.
Right.
Incredibly decisive. Tanahashi kicks out of everything Kojima threw at him. Had unbelievable heat. Match was very good. 1 quarter, I'd say. But it was the first time New Japan felt like New Japan. Now, again, it's kind of a soft, fluid border. The 40th anniversary show with Suzuki and Tanahashi, I think in October of 2012. October of 2012 was a very good version as well. I talked about Okada Tanahashi in 2013 when Okada beat it for the first time. All that kind of blurs into one big form, and we get current New Japan style. But I really think that this Ace Kojima Wrestle Kingdom 5 is our starting point, at least. Mm-hmm. Maybe the ending point. But it is definitely a data point as to when New Japan becomes New Japan in all caps. You understand the difference?
Yes.
So, good match. Like I said, 1 quarter. Kojima is great. I mean, we've raved about him before, and he can still move because it was, 8 years ago, 7 years ago. So, I'm looking something up. I'm trying to find out that 40th anniversary show. The 40th anniversary show made of, where is it? 2012. okay, the 40th anniversary show, the other line of demarcation I saw on Twitter, April of 2012, and the main event was Okada beating Naito. So that's another, because you can tell they're both kind of trying to figure it out. This is happy-go-lucky Stardust Genius Naito.
Yes.
And this is, Rainmaker Okada, which is now one gimmick for each guy. And I'll talk about Okada in a little bit because his current broken Kazu is so different than the Rainmaker gimmick. It might as well be a different gimmick.
Yeah.
And obviously, LIJ Naito has nothing in common with Stardust Genius Naito, except for the name of the performer.
Right.
But that is the first time you really get the big boy New Japan style that I like to talk about. The heavy kickouts, the guys beating the shit out of each other, and it's the first time you really see the young lions, not the young lions that we know, but the guys who are, oh yeah, look, it's not Nakanishi. Oh yeah, look, it's not, Great Bash Heel. Oh yeah, look, it's not Kojima. Who are these new guys who are all young, or it's not aged? It's so
the
new guard. I saw that and I wanted to kind of talk about that, but this is great. That Okada Naito match at the 40th anniversary show is also really great. I would, if you haven't seen it, in April of 2012. I like this because you can see Hiroshi Tanahashi as the finished product. Like, he is ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, that is his final form, yes.
His final form. You know what I mean? Like, Sephiroth's got one waiting, pun intended. Hiroshi Tanahashi's got the air guitar. Same thing, all the beats. The only like, you could take that Hiroshi Tanahashi and you can move into this G1 and you're not missing a beat. And everything in between is all the same. And as the company has changed, and as the company has grown, and as the company has expanded, and as they've performed overseas, and as they've drawn houses, and as they push new guys, that one constant, the eye of the storm, which with everything swirls around, is Hiroshi Tanahashi playing air guitar. It's just, he is having an unbelievable G1, Chris, and we have waxed about him for years on the show. Years, because we can say years now. We've been doing this for a long time, you and I.
Yes.
But if you're listening, don't take Hiroshi Tanahashi for granted. He's 41 with knees and shoulders and back of a 61-year-old. And he's
still rocking it.
He may have lost a step. And that hair, man, that hair is out of control. And he's matured into the midlife crisis, Tanahashi. But when push comes to shove, he's still the rock that the company swirls around at the end of the day.
Yep. So he is still the
ace. I'm feeling a little, retrospective. So
that's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Christopher, let's stick with New Japan.
Yeah, let's
G1.
Let's talk some G1 recaps and results.
Did you watch the G1 show from today? I know you were running to work when I messaged you this morning.
No, I did not get caught up with that.
All I saw was the main event. I sat down at my desk at 6:45 and I turned on my phone, and Minoru Suzuki was coming out. So I've only seen the main event. Nice. So do you want a quick recap of that Suzuki Okada match?
Yeah.
Real quick. I'll give you a 30-second recap. You ready?
Yeah.
Minoru Suzuki's the greatest man in the world.
Okay.
He is fighting on the outside before Broken Kazukata comes to the ring. He grabs a chair. He threatens Red Shoes. Red Shoes grabs a chair in defense. Minoru throws his chair down and goes up to Red Shoes because nobody threatened Minoru Suzuki with chair.
Mm-hmm.
They go back and forth. It is a lot of fun. Broken Okada can't even begin to do offense until Suzuki begs him to hit him, and he does that Suzuki sadistic smile, like he's just getting off when his dom is just beating the shit out of him. It's like, all right, okay, Minoru, okay, hey man, you do you. He's like, come on, man, hit me. He's sticking his tongue out, and he's got that gleam, and you're like, all right. And Suzuki does those palm strikes, where he does the combo to the body and the match turns when each guy hits their drop kick. Mm-hmm. And it's just those two drop kicks, man. It's just
Okada still has the best drop kick in the world, by the way, even though he is a broken man.
Even and broken Kazuka with his red hair and his balloons and his t-shirt and his belly fat. You know, it's just he's one of my all-time favorites, and he may be my all-time favorite when it's said and done. This gimmick is so opposite the Rainmaker, and it is so nuanced that it takes a wrestler of great skill and subtlety to pull it off. And Okada's that. I mean, he's just awesome. And everything I said about Tanahashi, you know, his time is on the stage is coming to a close, and it's been Okada's time for a year and a half. And people, I mean, it's an all-time great run. So, and he has had a incredible G1 Okada. It's been very, 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 very good, very compelling. The Jay White match was Jay White's best match in the company, I feel like, where Okada put him over. This match was the best match Suzuki's had since he last wrestled Okada in the G1. You know, and Suzuki's had a hell of a year. Don't get me wrong; he's had a very good year.
That he has.
But
the Wrestle Kingdom match is going to be one of the greatest highlights of his career.
Suzuki was the wrestler of the year at the quarter pole. We talked about that on the show. April 1st, not April Fools, but April 1st, Minoru Suzuki was the wrestler of the year. So for him to have his best match with Okada is saying something, considering all the people he wrestled this year. You know, he got a good match out of Togi Makabe, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Like early in the year. But with the balloons and the t-shirt and the hair and the decaying body, he's not going to the gym because he's broken. Like, I never thought I could like a guy more than the Rainmaker, you know, because the Rainmaker is just this gambler, this debonair, you know, flies around the world at his Learjet and makes it rain and kicks your ass.
200 million yen man.
Yeah. And his little jet and his dollars from the sky, but now
and his shithead bearded manager.
But that doesn't thing. Notice how he's cutting the promos now. Yeah. He's the one cutting the promos. Ghetto's not cutting the promos.
Ghetto isn't even like a
he's not even out. He wasn't out there for the Suzuki match.
Yeah,
it was the Suzuki. It's just like, and I am eager to see what happens next. You know, like where this character goes. Does he win his block? Does Jay White win the block and then Crow forever? Because I think it's a cool story if the only way Jay White wins this block is with Okada's help. Because that's how it's been chaos the entire time. Like, the only reason Jay White is in chaos is because Okada invited him in. The only reason Jay White is still in chaos is because Okada is keeping him in there, you know? Like,
and if Okada beats Tanahashi on that final night and tiebreakers get Jay White into the pole position.
And shit for Jay White getting in because of Okada doing the heavy lifting. That's a great story, man.
Yeah.
And you know, he'll go about it from now to the end of time. Have you noticed this? I know I'm like, there's like 4 people in the world watching New Japan undercard stuff. Believe me. On the G1, it's really tough. But many thanks to the people on Twitter who break this shit down and put it in little tweet form and stuff. But I've watched one of the Jay White. It's Jay White and Yo. They're tagging up.
Yep.
And the entire time, Jay White is trying to corrupt poor young Yo. He's like not saving him from submissions. Like Yoshihide had him in a submission, and White could have ran and break it up. But he was like, "Hey, I'm good. Fuck you." and Yo had to tap, and he's like got the chair, and he's begging you to use it, but Yo's not going to use it because he's an old man. Chris, I would love a Jay White Yo singles match. I know one's a heavyweight and one's a junior, and they're both in the same stable. But like, the story of like evil corrupting Jay White, like slowly poisoning Chaos, like from the inside out, and trying his dark sorcery on poor Yo, and maybe succeeding and maybe failing, but
you know what would be an awesome capstone to that? It'll never happen, but what would be hilarious is if in the end Jay White then takes over, and then only to reveal, haha, I was all doing this in the service of another all along. And out through the curtain walks Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah. Yeah, but then Nakamura's going to actually have to work, which we haven't had. Actually, I shouldn't say that. So, would be great. I mean, I would foresee a day where he comes back, but I don't know when it is. Like, I know but whatever. We'll see. I mean, their contracts are up at the end of this year, so.
Yeah, who knows?
I can see Carl Anderson going back for sure. I could see Nakamura maybe going back, and I cannot see AJ or Doc Gallows going back. So, but we got time. We got time to talk about that.
Yes, we do. Let's talk about some G1 standings.
Talk about some G1. Sorry, I got sucked into that, but the Okada and Jay White and the characters in this company are compelling. The wrestling is great. The wrestling is really good, really, really good. But the characters are what kind of draw me to this business in the first place when I was a kid. The characters when it was care about professional wrestling, Chris.
Yes.
Like it's just
storytelling makes all the difference. It really does. So, all right. So let's talk about the standings right now, and see where we were at. Because we've had ourselves an eventful week. We've had since last Thursday. We've had another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more nights of competition, and we are up to now the closing stretch of the G1 Climax. The standings are as follows, as things have gotten a little bit more fleshed out. In Block A, we now have a definitive leader in the form of the ace himself, Hiroshi Tanahashi, with 12 points. And following very closely behind him, nipping at his heels, as you might say, we have Jay White and Kaz Okada, each tied with 10.
But White has beaten both of them.
Yes. Well, no. No, yes, he did. Yes, White has beaten both of them. Yeah. In fact, White is Tanahashi's only loss so far, which is an interesting development.
If you told me on January 5th that Jay White would have beaten Okada and Tanahashi in the G1, I would have never believed it. But I think it's getting to the point where that Wrestle Kingdom match against Tanahashi was nothing but a bad day. It wasn't a sign of things to come, or what. It was just I had a bad match, and it sucks.
Bad days happen.
Bad days, and it really sucks when it's at Wrestle Kingdom or WrestleMania or SummerSlam or wherever. But sometimes you just have a bad day, and I think that's what we can chalk it up to. I think that Jay White is not yet there in the ring, but he will be.
Mm-hmm.
But the gimmick is fully formed, and that's really great.
Yes. And behind the two of them, with 8 points each, we have a tie of Minoru Suzuki and Evil. And they're looking good, but I don't think that they're going to factor in. I think it's really those top three are going to be the deciding factors in Block A. And I think that in the end, it's going to come down to either White or Tanahashi, with Okada playing the spoiler. So,
Okada, Tanahashi, and who does White wrestle?
White still has matches left against Evil and Togi Makabe.
Okay, he should win those.
Yes.
He's wrestling Evil at Budokan?
The match against Evil is...
Yeah, it's got to be Budokan.
Let's see. Yep, that's the Budokan match.
Oh, okay. So he's going to beat Evil, and then Okada's going to beat Tanahashi, and Okada's going to backdoor Jay White into winning this block. And Jay White's going to chirp for the end of time how he should be the leader of cast because he won his block, even though it'll be because of Okada. What a shit face.
Right? I know.
He's the best. He's the best and the worst.
He's the best at being the worst. I love it.
He's the best and the worst.
So, and then over on the B block side,
is Kenny Omega ever going to lose?
The B block side, Kenny Omega. It is the Kenny Omega show. He is undefeated.
I can't believe Sabre beat him, and more importantly, Sabre lost to him, and more importantly, the crowd couldn't believe it either.
Yeah,
the crowd was like shocked.
Yeah,
who's Omega have left to wrestle besides Ibushi?
He has Tomohiro Ishii.
Ooh,
and Toru Yano.
And Ibushi. Is one of those tonight?
The Yano match is tonight. I
Okay,
I can't see him losing to Toru Yano.
I can see him losing to Ibushi or to Ishii. Excuse me.
Yes, I could see him losing to both of them actually.
Yeah, I mean
but that would be either way. This is the Kenny Omega show.
How great are any Ishii Omega matches? They're all incredible.
They're all at least 4.5.
Oh my god, they're incredible. The one in the for the United States final, like, oh my god, my dad was texting me afterwards. He's like, "See, this is why I like the guy with no neck," and I'm like, "Yes, he's the man." Like,
yes,
Ibushi Ishii is like it's my match of the tournament, Chris. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, Ishii does not know how to put on a bad match at this point.
No, he can't with anybody.
Everything he does is amazing.
I can't remember. I have to go back through the archives to remember the last time I was not entertained by a singles match that Ishii has put on. Like, I mean, even the tag match are violent. Like, the man's so good. I've seen him have good matches on like BS Ring of Honor shows.
Yeah,
where nobody else cares. Against Fat Jay Lethal.
Yeah, he'll show up anywhere that he goes. He shows up when he shows up at Rev Pro, and he had his run with the belt in Rev Pro. Every match was stellar in every way. Every time he shows up at Rev Pro, every time he shows up at Ring of Honor, no matter where he goes, Ishii just brings it.
If you told me that Tomohiro Ishii was the best wrestler in the company, I don't think I could. I don't think I would agree with that, but that's a reasonable argument.
I would say that he is if
I think it's a reason.
In a world where Kazuka doesn't exist, Tomohiro Ishii is the IWGP Heavyweight Champion and the most consistent wrestler in the entire company.
I think consistent is a good word. Consistent is a good word. The man,
yes.
the man puts on good to great matches every time out.
Yes,
like he doesn't reach the highs of like a Naito. But it doesn't reach the lows of like a Naito either.
No.
I mean, in a non-Okada world, he is the most dependable 4.25 you'll ever get. Like, how like you're a baseball fan, right?
Yes.
You know how there are the baseball players who year in year out hit 300.
Yes.
That's Tomohiro Ishii. Year in year out, homeboys hitting 300 with 30 doubles and 20 stolen bases year in and year out, like frickin' clockwork. He's the Chase Utley of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah,
year in, year out. I'm hitting 300. I'm hitting 30 homers. That's it. No matter what year it is, that's what Tomohiro Ishii is.
Yes.
Like, cool.
The dude is stellar, and I wish that he was given a shot at the big belts. I wish he had more title reigns under his career. The man has been. He is. I can't handle how good this dude is, and the fact that he's held the tag team championships one time with Yano. He's held the 6-man tag titles once with Beretta and Yano, and he's held the never open weight 4 times. That's the highest he's ever ascended. He's held the never open weight 4 times. That's the highest he's ever ascended. The guy deserves a more significant place. He really does. Because he's just the best. Love that man.
He's Mr. Dependable.
Yep.
Carl loves him too, which matters a lot more than you and me.
All right, but getting back to the standings.
Sorry.
That's fine. No, I love a Tomohiro Ishii sidebar will never be unappreciated in this podcast. But anyway, now getting back to the standings, it's the Kenny Omega show at the top, undefeated, 12 points. Following him is Tetsuya Naito, whose only loss is to Omega, with 10. Following him is Ibushi, whose only losses are to Toru Yano and Sonata, with 8 points. And then behind them, Sonata and Zack Sabre Jr. each with 6.
Okay, and everyone else is eliminated. Suzuki's eliminated today.
Is 4 or lower. Yeah. The fact that I will say the fact that Toru Yano's only win came at the expense of Kota Ibushi, or Toru Yano's only win so far came at the expense of Kota Ibushi, is kind of annoying. But you know what? Whatever. I'll take what I can get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I expect they'll probably have him have some sort of upset win over Sonata as well, just because they can. I don't think they'll have him beat Tamatonga this year. They had him beat Tamatonga last year. I don't think they'll have him beat Tamatonga this year because they want Tamatonga.
Especially with this Tamatonga.
Yeah. Yep. So, it's been a great G1 though. Match quality has been through the roof, as we expected. And, you know, everybody's putting in work and performing.
I mean, other than Fale and Tonga, who are kind of separate because they're doing their gimmick shit.
Yes.
There haven't been bad. There hasn't been anything terrible or even bad. Like, I mean, I think Adam Page has had a very good tournament.
Yes, he has.
Even
with only
4 points,
one win or two wins,
two
wins, one of which was by disqualification.
Like Paige Okada was really good.
Yes,
and Paige Tanahashi was like 12 minutes of fun. It was a fun match.
Yeah,
you know? You can see Adam Page is really growing on me.
He is developing very quickly before our eyes.
He's WWE bound sooner rather than later. And God bless. Take the money, homeboy.
Yeah.
You know? With his size and his brawling, he's a good WWE wrestler.
Yeah.
And I swear that's not an insult.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I could easily see him dropping in the middle of some sort of Undisputed Era match and being their new enforcer.
Yeah.
Because they need an enforcer. It's 4 guys with egos right now. They don't have an enforcer.
No. And he
would be that guy perfectly.
And I like him on being the elite. He's showing a different side instead of just being the silent, brooding type.
Mm-hmm.
But he can fit that role. He can fit. I'm impressed with him. We've talked about Jay White. Let me see. I haven't been as super enamored with Evil, to be honest. I mean, he hasn't wrestled Okada yet, so I'll wait till he wrestles Okada.
Yes.
I'm waiting to see what happens when guys wrestle Okada. If you have a bad match with Okada, you're bad luck Fale.
Yes.
Otherwise,
and even Bad Luck Fale has good matches with Okada. So
they're all gimmick heavy at this point. And Yoshihashi, whatever. Block B, Goto Ishii was unbelievable.
Yeah,
Hiroki Goto's had speaking of guys who are perennially underrated.
Yeah. I mean, the 4 guys in B block who have 4 points are all having amazing tournaments, even despite only having 4 points.
And Sabre and Sonata with 6 are both having very good tournaments as well.
Yeah. The standings are as they should be in B block, with Yano at the bottom and everybody else slugging it out to be second place to Kenny. That is what it should be. And I wouldn't be surprised to see most of these guys end with 6 or more. You know, because a 3-win G1 in this day and age is quite a good thing to have. Quite a good thing to have. So I would not be surprised to see, you know, Ishii and Juice and Tama and Hiroki Goto all pull out some big wins in these last 3 nights of B block competition. And,
so who is winning? Who's winning these blocks? We're down to 3 men basically for each block.
It's gonna end up being. I feel like it's got to be Jay White versus Kenny Omega at this point. That's what I mean, because you could potentially have, well, No, even if you have Naito win out and Ibushi beat Omega, Omega still wins on tiebreakers. So at this point, it's you would have to have Kenny lose to Ibushi and Ishii, which I don't think they're doing. I mean, they might, but only if one of them goes on to win the whole thing. Which, I mean, Kenny Omega Kota Ibushi is certainly a noteworthy Wrestle Kingdom main event.
Yeah, which is why I think we're getting the draw at Budokan.
Yeah,
to save a finish, for Wrestle Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So if Omega beats Yano, loses to Ishii, and draws Ibushi, he'll be at 13.
Mm-hmm.
And then Naito can win his last two and get to 14.
Yeah, that's true. We'd have to have the draw. Yeah, the draw would have to be a thing. Yeah.
I mean, so Naito is wrestling. Where is Naito on my little standings? He has to wrestle Ibushi. Holy shit. Sabre and Sonata.
Mm-hmm.
Who's he wrestling tonight? Who's wrestling tonight in B Block?
Tonight's B Block action is August 2nd.
Mm-hmm. So like 4 hours after the show ends.
Yeah. Well, wait, actually, no, because we actually already had August 2nd's nights were. So this is actually this is Saturday morning. This is early Saturday morning for us.
Okay, so August 4th.
Yes, August 4th.
So there's no G1 on August 3rd.
No.
August 4th. What do we got?
August 4th. Juice Robinson versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, really? That'll be awesome.
Hiroki Goto versus Tama Tonga.
Okay. That's all. Two big guys beating each other up makes me happy.
Tomohiro Ishii versus Kenny Omega.
That's going to be unbelievable.
Toru Yano versus Sonata.
That could be fun.
And Tetsuya Naito versus Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, two of those last three are going to be unbelievable.
Yep.
Omega, Ishii, and Naito and Ibushi are going to be off the chain.
Absolutely.
So Naito can beat Ibushi, eliminating Ibushi, pretty much.
Yeah.
Omega's going to beat Yano. Oh, no, Omega needs to lose to Ishii, which sets up a title shot. King of Pro Power Struggle or whatever.
Yep.
And then Omega and Ibushi need to draw while Naito beats whoever he beats at the final.
Yep.
And then Naito will be at 14 and Omega will be at 13. And then Naito will face Jay White, which sounds like a great match.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my prediction. Lock it down. That's my official.
I'm gonna go with that too. Yeah, Naito Jay White. That makes the most sense. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Omega Jay White, but and I would wish that it was Ishii Jay White.
So do I.
But
I would love to see Ishii just beat the shit out of Jay White.
Yeah, I mean that's the match that we all want and need in our lives. But
Ishii is the righteous angel of death.
Ghetto and
Kidani the shit out of Switchblade.
Ghetto and Kidani have unfortunately made up their minds about Ishii, and I mean rightfully so. I mean the dude is 41 at this point, and he has played out most of his career, even though he is still in the best years of his career.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he's 42. He's going to be 43 in December. Yeah, so yeah, dude's 42 years old. He definitely has had the best of his career at this point, even though he still is in the middle of the best of his career, and is kicking ass.
So we have a hypothetical Jay White, Tetsuya Naito final.
Yes.
Okay. Who wins?
I feel like it's got to be Naito. As much as I would love for it to be Jay White,
I think White wins and then loses the briefcase down the line to someone he lost to.
Really?
Yeah. Sooner or later, someone's going to lose that briefcase.
I don't think it's this year. I don't think it's going to be this year.
Jay White has lost to Bad Luck Fale and Minoru Suzuki. I can see neither one of them winning the briefcase, though.
Yeah.
And he's wrestling. Yeah, no, I don't know if White's going to win. The problem is White has not lost to somebody high level enough to challenge in the G1. Like if White had lost to Tanahashi, you could see White losing the briefcase to Tanahashi in the Power Struggle.
Yeah. But
the problem is he's not losing the briefcase. As much as I would love a Minoru Suzuki Kenya main event, that's a bridge too far, you know? Or a Minoru Suzuki versus anybody main event. Like, I don't know if Minoru Suzuki at age 50 is main eventing wrestling.
no. That also speaks to the
depth.
Incredible nature of New Japan right now, which is that, you know, the guys who are in the main event, who are, you know, at that caliber, range in age from Okada, who is 31, to Minoru Suzuki, who is 50.
And Okada being 31 still kind of just, you know, just astonishes me. So
yeah, it's absolutely incredible. So that's what the G1 is looking like right now, and it's been a stellar tournament. It's everything we thought it would be and more, and I love it. I cannot say a bad thing about this G1. There's been nothing bad about it from minute one. So I hope that we get the results that we've talked about, and I hope that the match quality continues to be as excellent as it has been, because that's really the best you can ask for at this point. And now let us move on. Let's talk some WWE.
Please.
Let's start with the Mae Young Classic, because we had some big announcements this week. Some really big announcements. Some that we thought would happen, some that we did not. And we will start with returning names to do this year's Classic from last year. There's only one returning name so far. Although, wait, actually, did this actually happen yet? Did this match actually happen? I don't know if this has actually happened yet. This may... let me actually find out if this match actually happened while I'm talking about this. So, one name who has already been announced as being part of this this year's Mae Young Classic, returning from last year, returning semifinalist from last year, Toni Storm, who we can predict is going to be a major player in NXT UK. If she doesn't make it back to the semifinals or at least the quarterfinals, I will be shocked.
Agreed.
At this point, I mean, it's got to be almost a foregone conclusion at this point that she is going to be, you know, whatever the NXT UK Women's Champion is, she has to be like, it's going to be either her or Ginny. That's basically what it boils down to. It's either her or Ginny, and that's it. Like those are the names. Those are the only names that are left there. So you have to think that she's going to be a major player and she's going to be a big deal. And we hope that she continues her excellent level of performance all the way through to NXT UK and eventually winning that title, because it's going to happen. It's going to freaking happen. The other thing that has happened, I mean, I don't know if this has already happened on NXT TV or not, but it's kind of a nothing event anyway, because this is not going to end up factoring hugely into the results or not. But there was one qualifying match for a Mae Young Classic spot that took place on NXT TV, which took place between Tainara Conti and Vanessa Bourne, and Tainara Conti got the win, so she will be back in the Mae Young Classic again this year. She's been doing a lot on the Florida house show circuit with Adrian Jaoud and Cesar Bononi as a stable of Brazilians. I don't know what exactly the name of it is, but the three of them have all been operating together, and she's been acting mostly as the manager. So we can guess that she's probably not going to advance too far. Maybe not beyond the second round would be my estimate. But, you know, that at least indicates that they have some confidence in where she's going in her development, and we can expect to see probably more of her on NXT TV in the coming months. So that should be interesting. Now on to the new names. George?
I'm sitting down.
Are you excited about what I sent you guys last Friday?
What did you send me last Friday?
The announcement that the worst kept secret about the Mae Young Classic has indeed come to pass. Meiko Satomura is going to be part of this year's Mae Young Classic.
I said it last week, my friend. You can make a reasonable argument that she's the best wrestler of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, people who are smarter about this than I am have made that argument, and I've been like, okay, I can see that. I mean, she's on the short list.
Yeah. In terms of...
And I'm not saying the best women's wrestler of all time. I'm saying the best wrestler of all time. Yeah. You can make that argument.
Yeah.
And not be laughed out of the room
in
whatever cocktail party you're at. And by the way, if you're at a cocktail party where you're talking about Meiko Satomura, I want to come to that cocktail party.
Yeah, invite us.
I'll take a lift to that cocktail party. Like right now. Yeah. I'll put some pants on.
Yeah, I'll get on a plane for that, for sure.
Yeah, I want to go to the cocktail party where you're discussing my kind of party.
Yeah, that's my scene right there. Yeah.
Sunday, I'm going to be on a boat. That's my kind of party. But cocktail parties where we're discussing All Japan women from the '90s is also my kind of party.
Hell yeah. So
no, if it's a cocktail party on a boat where we're discussing All Japan women, then that's the ultimate George kind of party.
That's the why didn't you invite us when you were first making the guest list kind of party.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we're talking about Meiko Satomura, who's 38 years old, co-founded Sendai Girls, and has been easily one of the most consistent and best performers in the world from day one of her career.
For 15 years, yeah.
And one of the most well-rounded performers of the year, of her entire career. The current Fight Club Pro champion took the title off of Pete Dunne, no less. Winner of Chikara's 2016 King of Trios alongside Dash Shisako and Cassandra Miyagi. Was one-time World of Stardom champion, one-time Sendai Girls World champion, has held titles all over Japan, and consistently been voted by most major wrestling journalism outlets as being one of the best of all time. She's amazing. She's absolutely freaking amazing. And I have no doubt that she is going to go deep in this tournament. However, now, here's the thing. A Mae Young Classic that features Io Shirai and Meiko Satomura already has some of the best in terms of Japanese wrestling. However, George, let me tell you.
I love when you scream my name. Wait, what?
Yeah. Wait. Nothing wrong about that whatsoever. Nothing wrong about that whatsoever.
No. Oh, okay. Moving on.
Yes, exactly, yes. Nothing could have prepared me for the name that was announced yesterday at the headline of yesterday's Mae Young Classic talent announcement. The Lady Destroyer herself, Hiroyo Matsumoto. One-time Hiroyo 4 belts. Another of the best women's wrestlers of all time. One of the best Joshi performers of all time. A veteran performer, even at the age of 32, has been wrestling for only 12 years and has already racked up one of the best career resumes of any performer in Japan of her life. Absolutely stellar. Been with basically every Joshi promotion that there is. Has done a lot with a lot of the intergender Japanese promotions or dual gender Japanese promotions. Has been all around the world, all around the independent scene, and is widely regarded as another of the most consistent performers in the entire Joshi scene. To have now a tournament that features Io Shirai, Meiko Satomura, and Hiroyo Matsumoto all on the roster, this is... If you are a fan of Joshi, this is your dream come true.
If you're a fan of wrestling...
Yeah. Basically, yeah. In any way, yeah. This is a dream scenario unlike anything you could have imagined. And you know, I was honestly shocked to see Hiroyo's name up there, but in hindsight, it makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't WWE want her to be part? She is, as I said, one of the most consistent performers in all of wrestling right now, and has been for years. Wherever she goes, she is a star. She has great ring presence and charisma. Her moveset is second to none. And she has great chemistry with anybody and everybody that she comes across. Now, seeing as how she's not as well known of a name as Meiko Satomura or Io Shirai, I'm not expecting her to go necessarily as far as those two are going to go in the tournament. But I have to believe that she's going to at least make it into the third round, if not further. She's too good not to. She's just too fucking good not to. So keep an eye on Hiroyo Matsumoto and be on the lookout for when she for who her opponents are, because whoever she loses to is going to get the shine of a lifetime. Make no bones about it. Other names that were announced over the past couple of days. We have 5 other names to discuss. There were 2 other names included in yesterday's announcement besides Hiroyo Matsumoto. One is Ariel Monroe, relative newcomer to the independent scene, 3 years experience, former U.S. Air Force veteran, trained under Cedric Alexander and works under the nickname Big Swole because she has a bodybuilding background and is incredibly well-defined muscularly. Really good power performer, lots of fun to watch in the ring, and she's going to be whoever faces her is going to have a really fun Haas match. So that'll be a good time. And continuing on the Haas side, we also have Vanessa Craven from Montreal getting announced. The Mountain, as she is described, has been around the scene for over a decade, trained at Canada's International Wrestling Syndicate, the same place where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn got their start, and has been around the U.S. scene with Shimmer and Shine, among others, and has a pretty sick looking two-handed sit-out choke slam that she uses as her finisher, which is gonna put somebody out of their misery in the first round for sure. So I don't see her going too far because there's too much other talent in the tournament to be considered, but she's gonna make an impact for sure. And then we have the last 3 names that were announced. When was this? Monday. Monday's announcement. Hey, George.
Hey, Chris.
You remember that company that we used to call Impact Wrestling?
I do. After how good Slammiversary was.
Yeah. What would you say to one of their all-time greats being a part of the Mae Young Classic?
Velvet Sky?
No.
I'm kidding.
No.
Angelina Love?
I did set you up for that very well.
Angelina Love?
No. I am talking about...
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Queen Charmel.
Oh, clearly, of course.
Clearly. Survivor Jenna.
No. I am talking about the one and only Miss Madison Rayne.
Oh, that would be much better than all of those names.
Yes. She will be going by the name Ashley Rayne in this tournament because WWE is WWE. But nonetheless, she is making her way into the tournament and is undoubtedly going to be a name to watch because, I mean, she's too widely known, even outside of WWE, to not be considered worthwhile. So she's going to be a name to watch for sure. And she brings great veteran presence. Obviously, she's got years and years of experience under her belt, and she's gonna do really well in this tournament. Following that, Adam, I would say Gail Kim, but I don't want to make myself sad. Yeah, it's an unfortunate statement.
Or Kong.
Yeah, or Kong. Yeah. The next 2 names are 2 relative newcomers to the scene who I actually think are going to be given pretty good spotlights. Have you been to any Evolve shows live?
In San Antonio. I went to Chris Hero's last show in January of 2017.
So
Saber beat him.
So you have not seen the man known as Austin Theory at all in Evolve.
No, but he's my kind of guy, isn't he? Just big old jacked man.
Yes, he is.
My kind of guy. I have not seen Austin Theory. Was he at the WWN show? I don't think he was at the WWN show.
He might have been, but the day after, he would have been because that was when he took the belt off of Keith Lee. He is the current WWN champion.
Was that Austin Theory?
Yes.
WWN New Orleans.
I don't know if that was the show where he
April
took the belt,
2018.
but I'm pretty sure.
Yo, Mercury Rising. Was he there? Come on, computer. And a little spinning circle. Remember when the spinning circle was an hourglass?
Yep.
Oh,
Now
this was when. Oh, wait, this is. Yeah, Keith Lee beat Daisuke Sakamoto at this one. This is where Osprey and Riddle had 5-star.
Right.
I don't think Austin Theory. I don't see Austin Theory's name was here.
All right. So then
no Austin Theory here. So I don't know. Long story short, I don't know Austin Theory.
Okay. So then you are not familiar.
I know of him. I've never seen him.
You are not familiar either then with his manager, Miss Priscilla Kelly. Then
only the name.
Yeah. She is easily going to be one of the biggest rising stars in women's wrestling in the next 5 years. She's the current Shine Nova champion, which is like their Shine's IC belt. Okay. And she is so good with her physical presence and her charisma. Outside of WWE, her tagline and her nickname is Hell's Favorite Harlot, and she has such good psychology game. Lots of seductive mind games, biting and licking opponents just to fuck with them. And her technical prowess is quite excellent as well. She's got a lot going for her, and she, at the young age of 21, is already one of the most accomplished young stars in the women's wrestling scene in the U.S. So I think they're going to give her a big spotlight, leading to an announcement that she's going to be signed up to NXT in the very near future, because they have to love what they see with her. She's just too good to not be someone that they're after. With what she does as a manager for Austin Theory, and with what she does in the ring with Shine and with other women's promotions, she's just got too much going for her to not be on the radar at this point. So I would not be surprised to see Priscilla Kelly being announced as part of an NXT class in the late 2018 or early 2019. I do not doubt that at all. And the last name to be announced on Monday, another young star, even younger. At the tender age of 19 years old, Miss Zaya Brookside, the daughter of current NXT coach and United Kingdom wrestling legend Robbie Brookside. Zaya has already accomplished quite a bit in her career. She's had a number of stints with Stardom. She's the current IPW Women's Champion and has just a lot of great potential. Some of her work needs to be a little bit ironed out, but she's got a very bright future in front of her. You can tell that wrestling is in her blood and in her pedigree from the fact that she has a lot of her dad's same kind of style and development, and she's got a very bright future in front of her, and I think that this is going to be a good proving ground to see whether she gets picked up for the Performance Center sooner.
It's a good dress rehearsal. It's a good dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
I mean, the cream is going to rise. The cream is going to rise to the top.
Yep,
the wheat will be separated from the chaff. Whatever cliche you want in tournaments like this.
Yep.
It's so I am very, throw them in the deep end and see who swims and who drowns. Right.
Yep. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So we have 27 names.
And we have 32 total.
32 total.
Okay. Any predictions as to the last 5?
As to the last 5?
Yeah.
Well, looking at this roster and thinking about the talent that is out there, I think that we've seen our fill of names of people from the Performance Center. I don't expect to see anybody else sign from the Performance Center, which means that the rest will all be international talents.
Okay.
It's just really difficult to say who.
You figure anyone under contract to Impact is out, so not like Tessa Blanchard or anything.
No Tessa Blanchard. I don't think they're bringing Rachel Ellering back.
Trying to eliminate people. I think they have enough Joshi. I don't think they're going to bring any more Joshi in.
Yep. I think
What
they've got. I think
about
they've got enough UK talent
Bea
right now.
Presley? Bea Presley doesn't do it for you? Is she already in? I don't think she's in,
No,
right?
but she's going to be in the. I think she's going to be in Japan for Stardom's 5-star tournament, which actually is. That's actually worth checking because I need to see. I don't know who's in the 5-star Grand Prix this year. I know it was announced. I just don't remember.
Is that a round robin or is that a single elimination?
It's G1, so it's round robin.
Okay, so round robin. Okay,
5 stars G1 or Stardom's G1, I should say.
Yeah.
Okay. I think here's the list for who is already announced from so there are 6 names here who have already been announced from the international independent team to be competing in the 5-star Grand Prix who we can safely rule out for the
who are they?
Rachel Ellering, Viper, Nicole Savoy, Jamie Hayter, Kimberly, and Kelly Klein. So we can safely rule all 6 of them out for the Mae Young.
We can rule out. I think we can rule out a lot of the small timers, like Kaylee Ray and not Kaylee, like sorry, I lost my train of thought. I think we can rule out a lot of the small time ones.
Kylie Ray. That's who you were
Kylie Ray, Veda Scott. I don't see Veda Scott getting an invite.
Kaylee Ray might get another invite if they're planning on using her for NXT UK. I could see them bringing her in for that. That would make a lot of sense. But I feel like they already have so many different names from the UK scene. They've already got Isla Dawn. They've already got Ginny. They've got Killer Kelly, who's, technically Portuguese, but she's been around the UK scene quite a bit. Tony Storm, who's Australian, but also from the UK scene. Tegan Knox, a.k.a. Nixon Newell. Zaya Brookside. I'm trying to think if there are any other Lucha women who they might bring in. Because right now the only luchadora they have is Zuxus.
And there'll be more luchas in there then. There'll be at least 1 or 2 more.
Yeah. And I have no idea who.
Yeah, I don't know enough about luchadoras to even hazard a guess, Yeah.
Let's see if let's see what the CMLL roster page has. I can't actually think of I can't see anybody who's on this list being part of the Mae Young at this point because I mean none of these names really except for Princess Suhei, who has been unmasked now.
Yeah.
I don't see any of these names really, making a splash as being announced for the Mae Young. So I don't know. The impact of sweeping up a lot of names does kind of limit the fields because that takes out Tessa Blanchard, that takes out Taya Valkyrie, Allie, Kira Hogan, who I had to imagine was on their radar at one point. Because Kira Hogan's just too good to not be on their radar at any point in time. I don't know, like maybe somebody like Jordan Grace, perhaps, but I don't know if they really are looking for more Haas's because they have a lot of Haas talent already there. So I don't know. It's tough. Like I can easily see like these names all being no names that we've never heard of, and I could also very easily
as first round fodder.
Yeah, I could also very easily see them being huge surprise names that we never would have guessed.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see. When does the tournament start?
The tapings are scheduled for next weekend, actually.
Okay.
I believe it's for August 8th and 9th. Yeah, so next week. So Wednesday and Thursday of next week, yes.
Okay.
So
we'll know sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean it has to be announced within the next couple of days because they're probably going to do another thing like they did.
With the parade,
the whole parade of names and such. So, and then there'll be announced. I'm assuming it'll be. They haven't even really announced the release schedule for it yet, though. So I have to assume it's going to be staggered the same way that it was last year. I just don't know, how. So It's tough to say right now. Wide open. Possibilities are endless, as they say. Yeah, thank you, Sal. Yeah, Janela is WWN champ now, so yeah, he did take the belt off of Austin Theory, right? They might bring back Adam. That's a good point. They might bring back some other names from the past to get dust some ring rust off in time for Evolution. That's
Lita,
a
Trish.
possibility. No, I don't think they bring back Lita or Trish. Like maybe
Beth. No.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe Layla. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I don't even know if Layla even wants to come back.
Maybe she may. I don't know.
You know the name that'll never happen, but would be hilarious. The last announcement, AJ Lee is in the freaking Mae Young Classic too. It'll never happen. Never fucking happen.
Pop for that little light 'em up music.
Yeah, oh yeah, no. Let's light 'em up. That's an awesome song.
That's a little catchy little tune.
It is. Yeah. I love it.
What else we got, my friend?
Well, we're gonna start. It's we're 2 weeks out from SummerSlam and NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4. So it's only right that we start taking a look at those now, and give it some thought. See what things are looking like, because there are a lot of options of where things can go, and the build to things has actually been pretty reasonable. I can't say that I'm hating the build to a lot of these things. There are some things that I absolutely do despise, but I can't say that I'm hating some of these things.
Okay. Give me what you like, give me what you dislike so far.
Right. Well, so far, here's what I like and what I dislike. So what I like so far for the NXT side of things, I love what they're doing with Shayna Baszler, building to.
Thank you. Can we talk about how great Shayna Baszler and Candice LeRae was?
Oh my God.
And
masterful.
I drive 2 trains.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 trains, choo-choo. I'm still driving the Taichi train. Maybe the only one on it. I'm driving that Taichi train.
You can't drive it by yourself. You're sitting in the rail yard. You're not going anywhere.
I'm driving it, man. We maybe just going around the rail yard, in a big circle.
You are going in a giant circle.
I'm driving the Taichi train, and I'm driving that Shayna Baszler train. And speaking of people who are getting better, we talked about this with Adam Page. Shayna Baszler is getting better each week out. And Candice LeRae, I mean, you don't need me to tell you this, but Candice LeRae is a fucking rock star.
She is.
She is just so damn. That match was awesome. I loved it. I loved it. It was great.
I think that the way that they are going about this with Shayna Baszler, having her basically relive the Mae Young Classic of last year, but doing it even better than they were last year, because now that she's a known commodity, they can have her really cut loose.
Yeah.
I think it is an amazing job.
I think Shayna can be a top-level talent if they keep her gimmick the way it is. She is a fighter. She doesn't play pro wrestler. Even Ronda plays pro wrestler a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's because they're having her be a face. When they turn Ronda heel, when they turn Ronda heel, and it's Ronda and Shayna as partners, just destroying things, that's going to be probably a moment where I will have to reconsider my boycott.
I hear you. It's hard to do the boycott when there's a lot of talent that you like, man. I know that feeling.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, sir. But yeah, I love what they're doing with Shayna, and I love what they're doing with Kyrie. I think that having Kyrie win it in Brooklyn is absolutely the right thing to do. And I hope that that's where they go with it, because Shayna holding the belt is great, but Kyrie holding the belt, I think, is going to set up a lot of stuff that will allow them to really open up this women's division.
I think I agree with that. I think there's more avenues of exploration you can go with Kyrie staying holding the belt. That's a very good observation.
Yeah, because like you've already had the moments of, Shayna just psychologically and physically dominating Dakota Kai. You've had her, winning a hard-fought battle against Candice LeRae. And Kairi's the only, and you've had her. It's best not to talk about what happened with Nikki Cross, but that happened as well. And Kairi's the only one left at this point, other than this new crop of talent that's coming in. I think putting the belt on Kairi and having her decisively slay the monster in the form of Shayna is the right way to go about it, because it opens up a lot of avenues for the talent that Shayna dominated to kind of build their way back through matches that are based around respect and actual competition versus Shayna just being a shithead. So you can rebuild Dakota Kai very easily with that. You can build Candice with that as well, because I think that they really need to do something to keep her separated from Johnny for a bit. So really, diverge their paths as best you can. And then you can also do this to build up other younger talents that are coming up, like Tainara Conti or like a Tegan Knox or somebody else. Go through a lot of different feuds in that regard, and eventually build to that moment when Io comes through the curtain, and we have Io versus Kairi, and my entire wardrobe, not just my pants, my entire wardrobe just decides, you know what, we've had enough. We're leaving the state of New Jersey. We might be walking all the way to the ocean and leaving the United States.
I like it.
Yeah.
I hope you're not in public when that happens, though. That could be a problem.
I mean, if it is, I'll deal with it.
Okay. Duly noted. You could just rob clothes off a clothesline like in a bad movie,
Yeah, exactly.
Or you can do what Arnold did in Terminator. Walk up to some bikers naked and say, "Give me your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle." You can do that. I don't think it'll work as well, but you never know. It'd be fun. So, yeah, I think there's a lot more to offer with Kairi Sane as a champion. I think that's pretty obvious. And I'm Team Shayna. # Team Shayna. Ride or die. Shayna and I ride or die. I'm driving a train, but that
at least is a train I can say you're not on alone, because I love what they're doing with her, and it's like she was a good product already when she was on the indie scene, but this is one of those cases where the Performance Center has actually fine-tuned her to being a better product than she was before.
I would do if I were them with Shayna Baszler is I would have her cut a promo on every NXT roadshow just to get the reps. Because she's cutting promos on the main roster. It's what they do. Yeah. So I would be like, all right, 5 minutes, open the show. We'll open the house show. No one could beat me, Bob. Whatever, doesn't matter. And then her challenger for that night comes out. Oh yeah, so and so. You can't. I'm gonna crush you like I crushed. Blah blah blah. She needs the reps. Long story short, the content doesn't matter. We need to get her more familiar with being in front of a live crowd and a microphone, because that is the main roster is her destination, especially given her age. She's what, 37?
36, I think.
36. So she's not long for NXT.
Yeah.
She's gonna leave the. She's gonna.
She's 37 actually. Yeah.
She's gonna leave the cocoon.
And in 6 days she's gonna be 38. So happy early birthday, Shayna.
Happy early birthday, Shayna. So she needs the reps because she's going up as soon as possible. I would force feed her reps on the mic for the next however long until she gets called up. Yep. Every house show you do, you cut in a promo. Even if it's the bullshit generic, I have the whatever town I'm in sucks promo, whatever. Sure, don't matter. You need the practice. So if she's getting called up the main roster sooner rather than later, and it's and if she's gonna have any chance of being great, she's gonna need to learn how to talk. So.
Yes.
That is what I would do with her, and I would have her continue to maul fools in the ring, because her mauling fools is pretty awesome.
Absolutely, yeah.
I am a fan of her just wrecking people.
Yes. So that's one thing I'm loving right now in NXT. The other thing I'm loving in NXT.
Oh, can we talk about what I'm loving right now?
Yes.
A champion with charisma.
You're going the same way that I was.
A champion with charisma. A champion who feels like the most important man on the roster. Because Aleister Black was never the number one guy or number two guy. It was always Gargano and Ciampa or Adam Cole, depending on what was going on. Now, we have a champion who feels important. I think it's safe to say that the Aleister Black title reign is maybe the worst title reign in NXT history, either him or Drew McIntyre.
I would say Drew's is probably up there.
I think Drew's maybe a little worse.
But
don't say that my thing to say, because I will reach through that and I will grab your lapel if you say the name I think you're going to say. But go on.
I mean, I was gonna say that I'm assuming we're discounting the early NXT days because
network. Once they made the network, let's count from there. I'm not counting the. Yeah,
we're not counting the Bo. We're not counting the Bo Dallas era. Okay.
I'm in on the Bo Dallas era. Bo Dallas is champion in NXT. Great. That's Bo Dallas' champion was awesome, and he was over, and the crowd loved him, and the crowd wanted Neville to beat him, and Neville beat him, and that shit was good. Just because he's hot garbage doesn't mean the title reign wasn't any good.
Yeah, true.
I like Bo Dallas was good, Big E, whatever, but that's all in the beforehand. So, I mean, like, who? You got the little NXT champions list in front of you? Can you pull up a list of NXT champions?
Freaking lootly, sir.
I'll start with Bo Dallas.
We'll run through this again, actually.
Sure. Real quick. I'll just give you a quick worse or better than Aleister Black's title reign.
Seth Rollins.
Sure. I have no memory of Seth Rollins, but I'm going to say better.
Big E Langston.
I don't remember him either, to be honest.
Bo Dallas.
Much better.
Adrian Neville.
Much better.
Sami Zayn.
The first one or the second one?
There was only one.
How long was it for? How many days?
62 days.
I'm going to say better, because he won it in a cool match.
Kevin Owens.
Better.
Finn Balor.
Oh, absolutely better.
Samoa Joe.
The first one, right?
Yep.
Better. The second one, not, because it was for like 10 days, right? Or something,
14,
like 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, absolutely better.
Yep. Samoa Joe 2.
Not better, just because it was for 10 days or 14 days.
Shinsuke Nakamura 2.
How long was that? That was the one till he lost to Bobby Roode, right?
Yep.
Better.
Bobby Roode.
Better.
Drew McIntyre.
Probably worse.
Andrade Cien Almas.
Much better. Way better.
All right.
So, I mean, the Drew McIntyre one was pretty underwhelming, too.
I mean, that was 91 days. That was 3 months.
How long was this Black one?
Black's was 102, so also about 3 months.
What's the last time NXT champion lost their belt and it wasn't on a takeover? Like
the
pre-takeover days?
The show that they ran in Japan.
Oh, Tokyo.
Yeah, they ran in Tokyo.
That's like a takeover. That's a special event.
Before it was when...
When's the last time champion lost in Full Sail when it wasn't a takeover?
Well, I was going to say, before Nakamura beating Joe in Japan, it was the Samoa Joe winning on the house show in Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot about
and then before that, immediately before that was Balor beating Owens at Beast in the East in Tokyo.
But that's like a takeover. I mean, it was
a main roster event.
Yeah, that was the weird Brock Lesnar Kofi Kingston thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, but that's a special event. My point is, well, let me rephrase that question. When is the last time that the title changed hands and it wasn't a tape show in front of a regular NXT crowd on a regular NXT TV taping? Been a while, right?
The last one was when Bo Dallas won the title from Big E.
Okay. Which is the pre-takeover days, right?
Yep.
So So that should tell you all you need to know about this title reign, that it was basically on a pre-taped match. Not even basically, it was a pre-taped show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that should tell you all you need to know about this. I mean, at least Big Daddy Drew lost on a takeover.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, poor bastard ripped his arm up in the process, but...
And now he's stuck working with Dolph fucking Ziggler.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually was going to say, the other thing I was going to talk about liking in...
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to talk about that while I was fresh in my brain.
Yeah, the other thing I was going to say that I'm liking about, being in NXT right now is the whole title scene between Ciampa, Gargano, and Black. I think that promo that happened last night and the fallout from it were excellent. Made a ton of sense, and it was awesome. And Gargano getting laid out by Black, an excellent moment. Loved it. Great stuff. I think that Brooklyn is where Gargano finally wins it, though.
Okay, I can see it. It's the WrestleMania.
Yeah.
No.
So I think that this is where Gargano finally wins it, and then whatever the next takeover is, I think is it the one at
Survivor Series?
Yeah, I think it's the one at Survivor Series. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think so too.
So yeah, that'll be where we finally have the final chapter of Gargano Ciampa, and Gargano wins, and then Ciampa goes on to other things. I don't know what other things he goes on to, but he goes on to other things from there.
205 Live.
Yeah.
Actually, I would be okay with that. 205 Live is great.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't say no to it.
So.
Main roster.
Roster.
Now, fair.
Let's talk about something I love before we get into the shit that I hated.
Well, fair disclosure, of course. I'm still on my boycott, so everything that I'm going to talk about from my end of things is about, is based on YouTube recaps and text recaps that I've seen and read.
You know what was pretty great? I'll say this. Let's talk about the stuff that was good first.
Yep.
Samoa Joe cut an hellaciously great promo on Tuesday.
I heard.
Samoa Joe, I mean, this should not be breaking news. You don't need me to tell you that Samoa Joe. The funny thing about Samoa Joe, they all get the same shitty content from the fleet of writers who don't know what the hell they're doing. Yeah. But Samoa Joe's delivery is so good he can make it work.
Yes.
Like, I mean, when he was feuding with Roman Reigns, he called Roman Reigns a whimpering puppy, and it worked. And whimpering puppy is like the worst, lamest line I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yep, and Samoa Joe makes it work.
And it was like bad fanfic.
Yep.
Bad. Like, that's how bad that line was.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible.
Like, oh God. And Samoa Joe made it work. Like, he's tailor-made for these promos because he's good enough. His delivery and tone and is good enough to overcome this horrible content. Samoa Joe cut a great promo. That was nice. That was good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Vega and Lana had a match on SmackDown, and holy shit, Chris. Woo!
Yeah, I could have told you that.
Yeah, but it somehow managed to exceed our low expectations, or fail to meet our low expectations. Like, we set the bar pretty low, and these two couldn't hurdle it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's fucking Zelina Vega and Lana. Like, well, what are we doing here? And why are they wrestling?
I don't know, but I don't care. That was not something I wanted to talk about.
Right,
I'm only talking about things that are good things right now.
Okay, you talk.
I like the tag team tournament that's going on SmackDown. I think that is very, very good. Or not the It is basically a tournament, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At this point. And I like what they're doing with the tag team titles on Raw as well, because I think they're elevating teams that would not otherwise have been able to be elevated. So I like how they're going about that. And I think that it's going to end up being good moments for everybody in the end with the tag team scene. I also like the fact that they are finally, I mean, yeah, it's bad that it took them this long to actually do it, but I like the fact that they are finally making solid usage of the Brock Lesnar apathy to elevate the next champion.
Are they elevating someone, or are they just diminishing Brock, though?
I mean, I'll say this. Roman's delivery on Monday night was some of the best I've seen. And having him, talk real and set the seed there of for him and Kurt Angle and what's going on there. I think that was good.
I'm so done with heel authority, with authority figures in general. Just
so am I, absolutely.
But that's what we're gonna get. You go to a Chinese restaurant, you're getting fortune cookies at the end of the meal. You go watch a WWE show, you're getting an authority figure. It's just you know what to expect.
Yep, it's unfortunate.
So that's on me, man. That's not on them.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think overall
there's still massive logical problems with this, but I mean, we've been over this how many times?
We've been over this how many times?
Yeah, so it's just. But go on. You're right. Go on. I'm sorry.
At least
I'm sorry.
At least at this point in time, like, I'm not going to say that they succeeded in getting the crowd on Roman's side, because the "We Want Roman" chants that happened on Monday night were not overwhelming by any means.
It's a step in the right direction,
but
gotta crawl before you can walk.
Yeah. It's the right sentiment. It's what you want them to be doing, rather than telling the guy get the hell out. But the one thing I will say that I'm shocked about is how good of a turnaround it was to get from the lifeless Bobby Lashley feud to this now. That was a hell of a turnaround.
It feels like we're going somewhere. We're progressing to something.
There's actual, movement, which is good. So hopefully they continue with that.
Yeah, something is happening. We're not just kind of spinning our wheels.
Yeah, which is a nice change of pace.
The worst, whether it doesn't, it doesn't. A, it doesn't matter. It never matters.
Yeah,
and B, that's a different issue. That's a different issue. But we are something is happening. Cue the Ron Paul gif. It's happening. It's happening. Something is happening.
Something.
That is refreshing.
Yes. So that's all I really wanted to talk about right now. We're gonna get deeper in depth on things in the next 2 weeks, because we got time. There's more that's gonna be happening, and more developments that will occur over the next 2 weeks as we head into TakeOver and into SummerSlam. So we'll be seeing more, we'll be hearing more, and those things will hopefully turn into something sooner rather than later.
I mean,
we shall see.
It's funny. Like, I see this on Twitter all the time. Not all the time, but I see this on Twitter. Like, I want this company to be good. I want these shows to be enjoyable. I want to be excited to watch Monday Night Raw, like when I was a kid and when I was in my 20s. I want to be excited to watch SmackDown like I was a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, whenever SmackDown had its awesome run, like late 2016 or early 2017. I want these to be good shows.
Yes.
My life is better when WWE is good. This podcast is better when WWE is good. It's more enjoyable. I'd rather watch good wrestling. I like watching good wrestling, Chris. I don't like watching bad wrestling. I joke about it, like when I watch Extreme Rules, and whatever. But like, guys, I want to watch good wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm asking for a lot.
Yeah, it's not hard.
I don't enjoy dunking on these shows because they suck.
Yeah, it's not hard.
I'd rather they be good. If I'm going to spend my time watching something, and I don't want it to be bad. Like, it doesn't sound complicated, But people are like, oh, you like to hate WWE? No.
We don't
like to watch good wrestling.
We said on the show after WrestleMania, when we announced that we were not watching the products on the main roster.
Yeah.
We said at that point in time, we don't want to be doing this because, and again, when we announced we were taking the month of May off, we don't want to be doing this because, we want to, bash on this company.
It's not fun for me. Go on, I'm sorry. It's not fun for me to bash this company for the hell of it.
Exactly. We want things to be good enough for everybody to enjoy.
Yeah. Or at least have good stuff. I don't expect you to put forth a 3-hour show where every minute is good. That's asking a lot.
Yes.
But at least give me, like, I don't know, 6 good segments, 2 an hour.
Yeah.
I'm asking for 2 segments an hour.
Yeah.
The other 2 segments an hour, whatever. Just give me 6 good segments on Monday Night Raw, man. All I'm asking.
Yep.
So,
all right.
I want to watch good wrestling, Chris. I'm not getting it with this main roster right now.
Yep.
Like,
but that's what we have. But that's what we have the G1 for in the meantime, while they
that's
what
we have. That's what we have. Zeus beating the shit out of guys in All Japan and Rev Pro and your local indies. Support your local indies.
Yes,
guys. We haven't said that in a while. Support local indies. You know,
support companies.
Unless your local indies Ian Rotten because he's garbage. But you know, you don't need me to tell you that Ian Rotten's garbage.
Yeah.
So always and forever, a world without end. Ian Rotten, no damn good. So
yeah. If there's a list of people that we could wipe off the face of the earth and objectively say that the world would be a better place for it, Ian Rotten would be one of the people on that list.
I will give the man consistency for being trash for like 2 decades. I mean, it's nothing. But at least it's nothing new.
But it's what we would say. It's a dubious honor at best.
Yeah, I mean, at least give him props for consistency. You piece of garbage.
Yeah,
right.
Props for being a consistent shithead. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sure, great.
Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's call it a night.
Get out of here, guys. Support your local indies.
Yeah, and support
this to be a good show.
And support our friends within the wrestling podcast realm as well, who also deliver the best of the best content. Wednesday Night Shooting with Tanya Rogers and Andrew M. Swift. You can find them on Twitter at Militia Mallows Joe and at Andrew M. Swift. And check them out because they deliver the hot takes, the hard takes, the ones that will actually, cut through the bullshit and tell it like it is with WWE. Definitely worth the listen. Very smart individuals. Tanya and Andrew deliver the goods every time. Definitely check them out. Match Fixing with Don Sal can be found over at Cedar Bridge Media. Timing of it is not actually ever set in stone, but you should follow Gusmano_Sal and Cedar_Bridge to get the latest information about when match fixing is taking place. And always tune into it because it is always a good listen because Don Sal is the freaking man. And we love him. He's a good brother. And we're happy to have him.
We love you, Sal.
Saturday mornings, you can wake up and get your breakfast and get your graps in with Shooting Debris, our brothers in Los Angeles Nobles, the podcast, Takers Meaning, and Mr. Dr. Senju delivering the best early graps takes on Saturday mornings, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central. You can follow them at Shootin' Da Breeze1. That's Shootin' Da BREEZ1, or at Takers_Minion and at MRDR Senju to get all the information about when Shootin' Debris is taking place. And Sunday night's Takers Meeting also brings you Connoisseurs of Wrestling with Biff Kensington and Legends Lover. They are bringing you all the information about wrestling history and noteworthy events as they relate to the wrestling world today. Broadcasting on Sunday nights when there are not WWE pay-per-views taking place, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Time. Be sure to check them out because their content is excellent and will educate you as well about the wrestling world as it may be from before you started watching. You can also follow us on Twitter at 2guys1sport, number 2, number 1 in the handle. Follow us on our personal Twitters as well, at CrazyChris576 and at GatSavas for all of our rantings and ramblings about wrestling and the world at large around us as well. You can follow us on iTunes by finding the link below the video description. Excuse me. Find the link in the video description below the video itself is what I should say there. Go on over to iTunes. Subscribe, give us a rating, give us a recommendation, and let everybody you know within the wrestling sphere to come and check us out on Thursday nights, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, and talk to us about the Graps because we love talking to you guys. I did not properly hydrate for this show, as you can tell. But we love talking Graps to you guys, and we love to get all of your thoughts and words about the wrestling world as well. And hear from what you have to say, find out about your topics of discussion that you would like covered. And that is what we do here. If you're looking for non-wrestling content, you can also find me over at twitch.tv/crazychris576 for video game live streaming and good discussions with a great community. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays in the evenings, I am live. Come on over, hang out. I'll be playing Borderlands and other video games as my time and interest permits. And George will be there occasionally. Lurking in the background while he's playing Borderlands himself. and we have a good time. So come on by and hang out.
If I ever figure out how to get the sound to work, I'm gonna start streaming too.
Yeah.
And I'll have more information for you. I'm gonna probably stream some Final Fantasy, some old school, maybe Final Fantasy 6, my OG favorite. So, but I'll keep you posted if I ever figure out how to do that.
Yep.
If I ever figure out how to get the sound working and get a microphone that doesn't suck.
Yeah.
You know, my next objective.
We'll make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. I promise.
We're gonna make it happen, team.
Yeah.
So
be ready for that. Excited and come and hang out with us. We love having you guys around. You guys are
great background noise when you stream.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And you guys out there listening to the podcast, you guys make this worthwhile. You guys make this amazing. Thank you guys for supporting us and showing the love. Having you guys here, whether you're listening live or whether you're listening to the on-demand post-broadcast, makes it all better for us, guys. So thank you for continuing to support the show, and thank you for continuing to take part. We hope you will continue to do so as we move on. We are heading into episode 70 next week, which is quite a milestone, if I do say so myself. And, before long, we're going to be looking at episode 100 and also a 2-year anniversary.
Ooh, double.
So those are coming up, not in the near future necessarily, but they are definitely on the horizon. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for news about those. And, maybe there'll be some fun stuff happening for those. You never know.
I think we should definitely have some. We should have a party.
Yeah.
A cocktail party on a boat. We talk about all Japan women.
That's only the best kind of party.
Exactly.
George, take us home, please.
As always, if you're listening to this show, give us a little thumbs up on YouTube. If you're listening on YouTube, give us some 5 stars. If you're listening on iTunes, we always appreciate that. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for spending some time with us. Thanks for letting us jumpstart your weekend. Support your local indie. Don't work yourself into a shoot. Don't be a dick on Twitter. I guess don't be a dick in real life either, but especially don't be a dick on Twitter.
Yep.
That's my 3 things, Chris. Support your local indies. Don't work yourselves into a shoe, and don't be a dick on Twitter. That's it. That's all I'm asking for.
It's easy.
That's Chris. I'm George. This is 2 Guys, 1 Sport. Thanks for listening. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody.
Episode 69 is in the books.
Nice.